Alright, so this is my entry video for the hashtag microdwarf 2526, and I'll put it up on the screen just in case I misstated it. I think that's it. And this is not one of the ones I'm going to run because it's an inside challenge, which I'll get going eventually here. But this is a outside microdwarf tomato. And be back. I got some other ones here. Pause. So last one I showed you was a red microdwarf. This is an orange microdwarf. It's not turned orange yet, of course. But it's a lot of fun to grow. I don't even know the variety of it. It just said orange microdwarf when I planted it, but it's been really delicious. Here's a couple more. So these are the Tiny Tim microdwarf. You see I got lots of Tiny Tim tomatoes on here. This one's the same. And the squash is climbing up on it, but yeah, that's the same as well. So this is just a quick entry video. I know they said they wanted to be 3 minutes, but I don't really have 3 minutes to talk about because nothing's going on right now. I've got a ton of seeds, and I will be growing them inside over the winter. I'll be joining the collaboration. All right, so here's part 2 of the hashtag microdwarf 2526 collaboration with Gail and Carole, and I'll leave their links and the information to the collaboration in this video. So I showed outside the microdwarf tomatoes and what they look like, and I filmed the whole entire thing inside, but I did the first part in landscape and the second part in portrait, and it just looked jarring. It was terrible. So I'm gonna probably leave that part out and just continue on with this part. So it's a much shorter. I did like a 20-minute video talking about like all my indoor systems and the different seeds and stuff I grew, tomatoes I grew inside, but I will be showing it when I do it this time. So I guess I don't really need to show like empty systems or whatever. I'll show it when I get the things going. This is just the entry video. All right. So I received a letter in the mail, and it says, Mike, Gail, and I love your hydroponics videos and plan to take part in hashtag WIG 2025. That's the winter indoor gardening. Some people say winter indoor grow. It's a collaboration with myself and GT Junior Grows at Alaska. And we call it 25 because it starts December 1st, 2025. And then it continues on from there. But they were clever enough to say microdwarf 2526 because it starts in 2025 and ends in 2026. Which I thought was really smart. Here are some seeds to get me started, and I don't have many microdwarf seeds anymore. I had a ton of microdwarf seeds, gave pretty much all of them away, and then I purchased a bunch of micro seeds and got a bunch of microdwarf tomatoes from people like You Grow Row and others, and they're somewhere. I gotta sort through all my seeds. I got 1 billion seeds. So I will definitely be participating. But it's good to have these, and I will definitely grow these just to show how they work in my setups and my systems and how they work for me. I'm gonna move this. It's taped to it, so I'm gonna set the seeds out, and I'll be right back. All right, so she was smart enough in the envelope. She put this piece of like felt to keep the seeds from getting crushed. And they have like sorting machines at the post office, and sometimes your seeds will get crushed. So the varieties of seeds she sent are 10 orange hat seeds, and orange hat is one of my favorite indoor tomatoes. Some people don't like it, but I believe it's because orange hats go through like 10 different stages. They can grow. They start, green, of course, and then they go to kind of a yellow, and then they get oranger and oranger. Now, when they get too orange, they just become sugar sweet, and they lose all that kind of tomato. What would you call it? Sourness. But there's like kind of like a perfect point where if you harvest them, they just taste like a delicious kind of sweet tomato, which is really nice, and I enjoy it. And I kind of like tasting them at all the different stages. And that's why I always recommend to people is don't just, they'll watch a video and say, well, once it turns this color, wait 10 days or, pick it at this exact point. Try it yourself at different stages, and then you'll probably find a stage that you like, which is kind of like my big indoor tomato tip is try them at different stages. Don't just grow them for the, you can, but just don't grow them for the beauty of them. Grow them, to eat. And then you'll know, like, okay, well, once it hits this stage, it might not be YouTube beautiful, but it's delicious to me at that stage or whatever. So that's just kind of a tip. This is I believe it says carrot mini, which I need to check out. Look that up. It's, obviously not a carrot, but it's probably a carrot-looking tomato, maybe an orange tomato, I'm not sure. And then the micro tom. And I've grown micro tom, micro tim, tom. Well, I've grown like pretty much every variety of micro dwarf tomato. And I believe the ones I'm growing outside are the, I'm like looking around trying to find the pack of seeds I had. Be right back. All right, so I just grabbed a couple of them that I had out. So I'm growing the Tiny Tim outside. I have grown the Micro Tom, and it grows prolific, but I don't enjoy the taste as much as I've been enjoying the Tiny Tim. But I'm still going to grow them, and again, eat them at different stages. They're good. They're just not like one of my most favorite tasting tomatoes. These are a very kind of a bittery sour tomato to me, where these are a super sugary sweet once they get to the appropriate ripeness. Again, I don't believe I've grown this. I will happily grow this, and this is just my thing of orange hat tomato seeds, so you can kind of see what the fruit looks like, and you'll see how deep orange that is compared to it's almost, when they first start growing, they're yellow like this. And I know a lot of people I've seen do taste tests where they taste it at this stage, and at this stage they're very sour. They're not sweet. But you would think they were, because they go from a green to a color, and you think, oh, well, they're ripe, they're ready to eat, and they're not. So if you're growing orange hats, wait till they get to that stage. And some people might not like that super sugary sweet taste, or think it's not, it's almost too fruity. I don't know if my camera's picking it up. There's a squirrel outside my window, and he's just screaming away, fussing, probably because there's like a cat or something around. So I'm just like, I'm distracted because I'm trying to like talk, and all I hear is wah, wah. All right, so let's see, where is it? So this is a newer tomato. I haven't grown this one yet. I know a lot of people have. It was new last year, the gourmandize, I believe it's pronounced, and people said it was really good. So I'm also excited to grow this one inside. And I've got, like I said, I've got like probably 20 more varieties to grow. So yeah, anyway, I'm glad to participate in this collaboration. It's kind of a good companion to the WIG collaboration, because we kind of do the same thing. We're both encouraging you to grow something inside that you have probably grown a ton of outside, and it will give you something delicious and a huge variety. And that's the great thing about it, is a lot of people have only tried like the micro tom, which to me, the micro tom, some of them are more decorative. It was just kind of like an experiment to see if you can get a small tomato. But now, with the popularity of growing inside, a lot of these varieties are really delicious. and they'll produce very well. Like when I first started out growing micro tomatoes, the challenge was, and this was back like in uh, 2017, 2016, 2017. It was all about, it wasn't about the food and getting, it was about the size. And so like I bragged about how I grew a tomato plant that had like 20 tomatoes on it, but it was the size of my, it was like a size of my, to my first digit. And I did a video. I'm not even sure if it's on my playlist anymore, but I did a video where I held my finger like this, and you could see the plant was no taller than the first digit of my finger, and that's what everybody was trying to do. They were trying to show like I can grow tomatoes on a plant that's 2 inches tall, an inch tall. Now I don't care about any of that. I want to grow food. It was fun to play around and grow like super micro tiny, plants that grew technically edible food. Now I want to grow decent sized plants that produce a lot of delicious fruit to eat. Wonderful. Like, and I've been eating a ton of these, like in my salads. Like a couple of years ago, I grew in so many microdorf tomatoes inside that I was able to jar up like 4 jars of pasta sauce from just harvest. And then plus I was eating them pretty much daily. So if you set yourself up right with even just a couple systems, you'll have a ton of delicious food. And there's like all the different methods, and I'll be showing that. There's the cracky method, which is just a jar with the hydroponic solution and no moving water. There's setups you can do with air, fish tank bubblers to move the water. You can do it in soil. You can even you can take a solo cup and some dirt from outside and put it in the sunny window with a seed, and you'll get a beautiful micro dwarf tomato plant. That's the fun of it. So there's many different methods and different ways, and I hope you'll join in because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I want to see all the different varieties and methods that people are going to use. All right. Any comments, questions, leave in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have an awesome day. Join the collab.